Hey guys, it is Tanya and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another speed build. Today we're building a community lot, which is something I don't do super often. However, this has come from a couple of different suggestions, both to do a community lot, and I've also been asked to do some limited pack builds, and I may have not voted or ranked Spa Day that high in my ranking packs video, and a lot of you guys were like, Spa Day is so good, so we're building a spa today, and I had a lot of fun with this. There's definitely some really nice items in this pack. I just don't use them that often, but they are really pretty, and I really enjoyed using this. I think the item in this build that I was like, okay, why don't I use this more often, is the tub. The tub I used, I was just like, it's so pretty and so modern and perfect, and I want it in real life. But a lot of the items in this pack are really pretty, and it was fun to come back and do this. I was thinking originally I was going to do like a base game community lot, but we don't have a lot in base game, so I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and I was thinking like a community pool, and I was like, oh, I could combine a pool with a spa and make it a spa day and base game build. So all you need is Spa Day and base game in order to download this build. And if you would like to download it, it is available in the Sims 4 gallery if you search Gryphi or the hashtag MsGryphi, or at least it should be up there. If it's not, I apologize. That means I didn't get it up before I left for vacation, and it'll be up in a couple of days if it's not up there already. If it's up, there should be a link down below to the online gallery to download it off there, if that's easier, but hopefully it's there. But anyway, we are figuring out the pool area now, and I had a lot of fun with this. I feel like I never want to build community lots. I'm always like, but houses are more fun. But then whenever I get the inspiration to do so and I sit down to do a community lot, I have a blast doing it. So that's cool. I had a lot of fun with this build. It ends up having the pool outside. It has 2 saunas, and then there is an area with like massage tables and like the chairs, 1 soaking bath, regular bathrooms, a check-in area, and then there's like yoga, meditation, and like a little kitchenette space. So it's not a super big lot. I think this is a 20 by 30 lot in Newcrest, and it comes in at around 92,000 simoleons, so it's not super cheap, but it's a community lot you're probably going to visit anyways and not purchase, so it should be no issue to have that price point, I don't think. But anyway, we're trying to figure out the roof here because I had no idea what I wanted to do yet. I didn't know how modern it was going to be. I definitely wanted to do something modern because I've been itching to do something very modern for a while, so that's what we did here today. So let me know if you would like to see any more modern builds, if that's houses or community lots, and then if you have any ideas for a base game community lot, because I still want to do that, but I feel like we're limited to parks, pools, and bars. But if you guys have any ideas in that realm or community lots I'm not even thinking of that we can have in base game, I'd be totally interested in doing that because I want to do some more base game and more limited pack builds this year. I know I love doing base game builds. I don't do a ton of limited pack builds though. This is the first one in a while, but I definitely want to put a little bit more of a effort into doing that this year because it's really fun to have limitations. I've talked about that a lot. That's the primary reason I like tiny houses. It's like a limitation and making everything fit together, and I think having the limitations of having less packs to work with can be fun from time to time, and of course it's more accessible to a lot of you guys that don't have all of the packs, so that's definitely something I want to do. So I don't think I need any suggestions of which packs to put together. I have a pretty good idea about that because I've asked a million times, but if you have any suggestions of certain lot types or types of builds, styles of builds you'd like to see that are limited pack or base game, I'd love to hear that because I'm going to be adding some of that to my schedule pretty soon. But of course, in a couple of weeks when Tiny Living comes out, that's all we're going to be building for a little while because I'm very, very excited about it. And I feel like I just ranted about that in a video recently, so I'm gonna try not to freak out over it today, but there'll probably be tiny houses for a while towards the end of this month, maybe beginning of next month, but in February for sure I want to tackle some other builds. Of course, we're gonna have to wait and see what the anniversary of The Sims has in store for us beforehand, but I definitely this year am going to be focusing a little bit more on limited pack and base game builds, and I'm very excited about that. I'm also just focusing more on Twitch this year. I feel like I'm mentioning this in every video, but that's probably because I'm recording all of these voiceovers back to back because I'm going on vacation in like a day, or maybe this probably is going out when I'm gone. I think I'm at Disney World right now when this comes out. Let's check my schedule. So today is Friday. Yes, I'm at Disney World right now. I'm very excited. Oh my gosh, I've never been to Disney World. No idea what the plan is for which park I'm going to go to. I've never been, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but it should be a fun adventure. But yeah, if I keep mentioning the same things or this isn't on the gallery or whatever, it's just because I'm at Disney World, and I'll figure it out when I get back. So apologies for that. I haven't like taken a proper vacation ever. So I'm pumped to get away and take a little break from life and work and stuff. So it should be a pretty good time. And I've never been to Florida, like let alone Disney World. Just never been to Florida. So it should be an interesting experience. But here we are kind of figuring out the nook over to the side. I had no idea where I wanted to place things for a while. So we're moving things over and around the space for quite some time. But over to, I don't keep what I'm doing right now, but over here where we're placing these dividers, the candles on them, that's where we keep the tub and the the massage table. I think we only have 1 massage table, 2 tubs, and 3 massage chairs. So it's kind of a weird ratio, but I was going purely on aesthetics and what looked nice. So that's what we ended up with. But of course, you guys could renovate this and add more of whatever you think it needs. I just wanted to prioritize the things that I thought would look nice. And I did think about adding like a whole little locker room setup area, but I was like, no, your Sims can just walk in and grab their robe and change in the bathroom or whatnot. So that was kind of what I went for. So when you first walk in, we do have a couple of these changing lockers that came with spa day. And then we're going to be creating the front desk area. I combined 2 of the base game tables we got, one size down to make like a little L-shaped desk. And we'll be adding signage to the front of it as well that came with spa day. I think it came out pretty nice. It's very simple. Everything in here is very minimal and clean. I feel like that's just what this pack lended itself to having very minimal design. So I definitely went for that. And of course, it's a little bit different than what I normally do because I'm like clutter centric usually. So it was kind of nice to do something a little bit more minimalist. And I think I want to do a little bit more of that as well in this year, as well as I feel like along the lines of being minimalist, maybe some more starter homes, which I feel like by nature are minimalist, but a cluttered starter home also sounds great. And a cluttered tiny starter home. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself here. But here we are just adding some ladders to the pool. I also really enjoyed sizing up these, I don't know, are they carpets? What are they? They're like some sort of mats that came with this pack, and making a design with them in the entryway to this build. I just really enjoyed the shape of this build. I think it's really interesting, and the fact that we have the walls around the pool area and a variety of these mounted logos around the space. I just think it looks so peaceful, but also so stark and modern, and it just, I don't know. I very much enjoyed this. Like I've said like 800 times at this point, but I just really enjoy modern architecture, and this is a little bit something different. This was one of those builds that I just, spur of the moment, was like, you know what? We're building a spa. And I sat down and I did it all in one sitting, and I think those are the builds I have the most fun doing anyway, because they're really spur of the moment. I don't really look up a bunch of like inspiration at all. I just kind of start going and I see what happens and I experiment a lot, and so I was very excited to be able to do that with this build. I love it when I can do that. But we're just working on some of the terrain paint here. I also use these like stone slabs in the front from Debug to walk into the space. I think they're really pretty. They are not spaced perfectly, so that might bother some of you guys. I kind of liked that because they could have gotten pushed around over time coming in and out of this space. But I just thought they looked cute anyway, so oopsies. But we're just adding a little bit more greenery. I think we added some more Debug bushes back here, these ones. I kept the landscaping in the back pretty minimal because this lot kind of goes all the way to the back of the lot, this building. But the front has plenty of trees, and I think it came out pretty cute. I believe we also add this bush in this little section where you drop down from the foundation, and I used some of the grass patches on here, the terrain paint that's a little bit more fake and bright green. I don't know why, I just thought it looked nice. And then up here I added the instructor yoga mat and 4 regular yoga mats, so you can go ahead and take a yoga class here if you do come and visit this spa. I do change the colors of the mats later to all black because I felt like the colors just really clashed with how I decorated this build. It just didn't make sense to me. Of course, like if you're coming here, you're probably bringing your own yoga mat and it's whatever color and design you want it to be. But at the same time, maybe this place supplies yoga mats and they're all black. I have no idea. That's just a storytelling thing, but you can change the yoga mats to whatever you'd like them to be, or bring your own if you come to this place for a yoga class. I haven't done that in a really long time, but I think yoga in The Sims is really cool. I used to have my Sims do it a lot, but I haven't played the game in a while. I mostly just build now because I have a blast doing that. It's weird. Like I used to be completely a game player, but I feel like I've transitioned into being a builder over the last couple of years. But I like yoga in both aspects because I think it's a cool like a cool use of space. Similar words, different meaning. To have that around the house when I build houses and stuff and put them on balconies and decks so your Sims can do yoga out in nature. I think that's really fun. So it was nice to build a yoga space in this spa, if that makes sense, which I think is one of the required things in a spa space, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just spa equipment. I think that is, but I'm not sure if the yoga stuff counts towards that. I just know I went way over the count I needed for this build, so there's tons of stuff here. But here we are decorating the front lobby area again. I kind of bounce back and forth throughout this build, trying to decide what I want to work on at what time. And I had thought about putting some bookcases or storage or something over there, but we end up using the displays of like, I don't know what they would be. I guess they're probably like protein powders and like energy related things and all kinds of stuff to help with your workout and being zen and stuff like that we got with Spa Day. I'll grab it in a little while. I forgot it was an item that even existed, but we end up putting that by the check-in desk. So maybe you're buying certain things to help with your peace of mind while you're here. I feel like that's pretty common in places like this. So I also added some black walls inside, which I don't know why, but I really liked, because I feel like when you think about peaceful interiors, you don't think about black walls, but there's something so peaceful to me about that. I'm just like, oh, it's so dark and cozy. I love it. So I really liked that pop in here. And then it also broke up how beige it was getting. It was getting a little bit too beige in here. So I think the black helped quite a bit. And then I did size down 2 of these pillars. I didn't know why, but I really wanted to include one, and it kind of looks silly, but I kind of like it. So we have this giant pillar just to hold up those rocks. And those are important things to have in your spot. Is just a giant pillar with rocks on top. So kind of a pointless thing. You can totally delete that. But for some reason, when I was building this, it was very important to me that that be there. But I really like how the front desk came out with all the clutter on it, as well as that sign on the front. I think it just made that base game table look less base game. It looks a little bit more customized that way. And we're about to find those supplements, I think, that came with Spa Day shortly, but right now we're still trying to figure out using the bookcase. And of course I added lots of plants throughout as well. Oh, and this light. I love these lights from Spa Day, but they're not something I use that often. But here are those supplements that I was talking about. I feel like these made a lot of sense when you first walk in, like, and you're checking in. But those lights are really pretty. I just feel like I don't use them. They're not that versatile, but they're really cool. I also added a bunch of these banners throughout. I think I mostly used these green ones because I thought the little pop of color of green to go with the plants in the place looked pretty nice. And then I also added upstairs some of the white ones that had the running guy on it, as well as like the swoosh logo that we have around the space. And now we are working on the soaking, and I keep wanting to call it meditation, massage area. I think this came out pretty cute with all of the candles out and about and decorations I put here. Lots of plants. I also made sure to have things next to the tubs that you could have like soap or other things on, which I thought was pretty cute. I added this little, I don't know if this is supposed to be an end table or a chair. I feel like it's supposed to be a chair, but I'm not really sure. But I put a little thing of soap on that. And then by the other one, we used a ottoman that has that kind of stuff on it already that came with base game. So we should be placing that shortly. But first I popped upstairs and added a couple of those little fridges full of energy drinks and such, or Maybe they're more supplements. I'm not sure what's in there, but I decided upstairs was going to be split half and half between like a little cafe area and a meditation space as well. And then outside was going to be the yoga area. So that's what that was. And in here, for some reason, I was like, okay, we're going to put the little swoosh in here to decorate the walls a little bit. But I couldn't stop imagining that like your Sims like smeared things that came out of them on the wall. So I apologize for that thought that you're now thinking about, but if that bothers you, you can delete the swish, because I put a brown swish above the toilet, and maybe that wasn't the greatest idea, but it gave me a good chuckle while I was working on this, and I decided to leave it so I could tell you guys about it. But this is the little cafe area I had mentioned at the top of the steps. There's just a sink, one of those little fridges that we got with spa day, and some counter space. And then this is the little meditation circle. I thought this was kind of a cool idea. It could be a nice class or exercise your Sims do. And it's very simple up here, just some plants, and then these banners I had mentioned we put over here. I feel like I put something under them. Oh, these chairs. Just some more seating areas or places to throw your stuff. Some more plants. Plants absolutely everywhere. And then we're going to be switching the colors of these yoga mats so that they are not all the bright colors that clash with the build anymore. And of course, rotating them a little bit so they're not so perfectly placed and look a little bit more realistic, like they've actually been being used. And with that, we're coming to the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy this build. If you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'd love to have you join us. And if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the screenshots, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.